Hello everybody, and welcome back to some All the Mod 7 to the Sky. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am. So, last episode we got together and we finished up our industrial foregoing part of the quest. We got ether gas being ethering. We made all the machines, none of the stuff we're using. At least as of right now, I don't know if we'll use any of them or not, but we are doing that. And as far as ether gas goes, we are up to 3,600 buckets of it. So, yeah, we could probably shut that off. But we're still running tests to see just exactly what it's going to take to do that. I haven't had much going on in the in-between time. One thing I did fail to mention in the last episode or two is I finally changed out all of our cobblestone. I see here, down here, we are all cleaned up. I did go through and make all of our mystical agriculture growth accelerators. Those are all going. There's no quest to complete for those. There's quests for them, but we're needing to get into the mystical agriculture, this stuff here, pretty quick, and we're going to need insanium at an insane rate, and what we were doing just wasn't working. So, but I think that's it. I cleaned up some stuff. I got rid of all this stuff over here. I filled in some holes that we had in between everything. Still kind of moving stuff around to see where I want to go with some of this stuff. I'm not entirely for sure. This will stay here till we get done with our mystical agriculture stuff, because that's how we are getting the solium dust, one of the things. So, yeah, that's one of those things there. Alright, now, as far as what we are going to get into today, we are going to get into absolutely nothing to do with the quest book. It can go away. Well, actually, we need the quest book, at least for a minute. We're going to get into our FTB industrial contraptions. There's quite a few items that we are going to need. One of it being the antimatter. We need the EV solar panel. We're going to need nukes. There was something else that I thought we were going to need. Nuclear reactor. I think that might be it. Let's see here. None of that. Masters of Dimensions. That's all. Yeah, that. Master of Space. That's antimatter. Oh, that was, I think we already have, yeah, we've already got the nuke. So, we've got a lot of stuff that we've got to do, because antimatter and the EV solar panels are all in-game FTB industrial contraptions type stuff. Now, let's get into this. One thing, it's one of the reasons why I've never a big IC2 person. And I haven't messed with FTB contraptions, which is kind of, I don't want to say it's a spiritual successor, because from what I understand, IC2 is back in newer versions of Minecraft. But it's kind of the same concept. But the problem that I have with it is it has its own power, and that means we have to set up a whole new way of doing power and keep it separate from everything else, and that just makes it a pain in the butt. And then machines, when you go to break them, if you don't have silk touch or use one, if there's, I don't even see the old wrench in here to use. But you'll get the machine frames back instead of getting the actual machine back, stuff like that, and it's just it's partially overcomplicated just for the sake of being different, which it's been around for, well, IC2 had been around a long time, and so I can understand that. So, but we're going to do our best to make our way through this. So there are a few machines that we're going to have to get into. HV solar panels. We're going to need start with LV solar panels and basic generators. And as far as power goes, we are going to go with the geothermal generators. That's going to be at least our machine power. We're going to make those. We need to make some batteries. That should take care of what machines we need for now. We're not going to need a whole lot. We're not going to be doing a whole lot with this. But we've got to be careful with all that. We're going to need to get some LV cables. We're going to need... graphene's one of the things. Energy crystal. There's a bunch of stuff. So, the generators that we have, as far as power-wise, there is a basic generator, which has an energy output of 10. It burns coal. I think you can put wood in it. Does it show the basic generator? Basic furnace fuel. So, coal. You can put buckets of lava in it. You can put wood. You can put blaze rods in it. So every one item of fuel generates 2,000 zaps. For example, coal smelts 8 items, so it generates 16,000 zaps. But it only outputs 10. And that's kind of where we're at. We want to output just a little more power than that. And if we go in here, the geothermal outputs 20, so that's double. And yeah, the windmill I'm not worried about. Nuclear reactor, we're probably not going to get into. That might be a little more. Solar panels are where we're going to do most of our stuff. So, let me get some stuff made up. Like I said, we're going to go with the geothermal, which we're going to need fluid cells, we're going to need basic generators, we're going to need industrial grade metal, which means we need batteries and an iron furnace, and all this stuff is pretty easy to make. We just need to get it all done. Alright, so quick progress update. Doesn't look like I've got much going on here, but I do. So I have got the geothermal generators. I've got these running into a MV battery box. This is holding 400,000 zaps. And then, since these, whichever machines are considered LV, which, if you look, let's get rid of this, like the, not the iron furnace, but like the powered furnace, max input is 32. Well, 32, you know, it never fails. I sit here and do this, and nobody ever calls me, but as soon as I hit the record button, somebody calls me. But anyways, I've got these things set up with a transformer upgrade. With the transformer upgrades, it'll, each one that you add to this will make it to where it'll go through the next tier. So where the compressor is, if we look at the compressor, where's it at? It's not here. It's right here. So the compressor is 32, which makes it a LV. With the transformer upgrade in there, we can max input 128, make it an MV, and I don't have to use any kind of transformer or anything like that. I just have to make sure that I hook the transformer or put the transformer upgrades in here, and they're not really that hard to make. Just need a transformer and cable, and we got them, which I made a few of them as it is. And then I have the ejector upgrade, which will automatically output it back into our pattern provider, and we can make what we need in order to do that. So now that's kind of where I'm at. Also, the other part of this is I was working on the overclocker upgrades, and to make the overclocker upgrades, we need the small coolant cells, which is, we can do separating in the centrifuge, which is probably how we're going to wind up doing it. I don't know. We may just do this recipe, which is that and 10, because we've got all the 10. But it takes fluid cells, and there's no recipe for the actual fluid cell. And you can either right-click on a tank to do it, or if we come down here, I tried to use the fluid encapsulator. It would not work. Where did I put this? It's over here. But what I did do is have a ultimate tank set up. It's got a pattern for one fluid cell or produces one fluid cell with one fluid cell. And it works out just fine. If I come in here and we craft up, let's say 10 of these, we have 10 with the water in it. So, and then we can craft these up separate, and then we have, well, 12 that has nothing in it. So, real quick and easy way to make it work. I do have it set up because it will input, but it will not output anything. I don't think. Fill, empty, both, yeah. So I hooked up a item pipe and it sucks it right back in there, and everything works the way it needs to, and I can go on about my business making our overclocker upgrades to make stuff work a lot faster. That's not what I wanted. So overclockers, can we craft these now? We have everything set up, and yes, we can craft them. Awesome. So that gives us what we need now in order to make the machines work a little bit faster, because this machine right here was not working very fast, making the coal balls to make the compressed coal balls. Yeah, we made a bunch of those. So if I want to craft up 10 of these, it's going to start this all again, and that's working a whole lot faster. We are burning through some power now, and everything is working the way I need it to work. I don't think we can put any more in there. No, 4 is the max we can do. So we do have everything that we need up to now making that's LV solar panel. I had a recipe, I thought, for the MV solar panel. Why is that not showing up? LV solar panel. Maybe I didn't do it. Alright, but anyways, so HV, MV solar panel, we now have, we can get to that point, and with the MV solar panel, we can, energy output is 8. So that is, we're going to make a few of these just to see, or make one of these right quick to see where we are at with this. Let's make one. Everything should work, and we'll be back. Alright, so that's not too shabby. But like I said, if we break it, we actually got that back, which is nice. So next up on the list is the HV solar panels, and in order to do that, we have to... Oh wait, no. We can do the HV solar panels. So the HV solar panels do not take that. We can come in here and put this. These guys produce 64, which is a whole lot better. And this is what we're going to be using for our antimatter production, probably. But there is some more stuff that I need to work on. Alright, so a little bit further along, we've got another machine set up. This is the extruder. Using this, we can get gears, we can get rods. Rods is what we're using it for. Plates, that's a rolling machine, which we've got everything else for. But in order to make the copper coils, we need the iron rods, and we can either use the metal press or the extruding machine. Now, I said we couldn't put any more overclockers in here, and I was wrong. We can stack 4 of these in each one of these to make it a little bit quicker, so we've got 4 in each one. So, but now that we have this set up, we're ready to look into getting into our... That's not what I wanted. Our antimatter. And to do that, we are going to need to make the The antimatter constructor. Not too bad to do. We've got all that stuff already set up. This, with given power, will make antimatter. And that's pretty much what we need, is to give it that. Now, the other part of this being is we can feed this guy scrap in order to make antimatter slightly cheaper. And to get scrap, we need reprocessors. And reprocessors, we can put any item in here and it will make it. These guys are not too bad to make. We do need to make a recipe for... We're going to make a recipe for all this. So, reprocessor, we need a compositor, which we need a recipe for oak slabs. And we need a recipe for... We've got the recipe for industrial grade metal. And I don't know if we don't have a compressor. So the compressor we can set up. That will use whatever, should use whatever stone that we have. I don't want to do that. Let's get, just to be on the safe side, because anytime that I do this and I don't change this, it doesn't work. So let's do that. Let's do this. And we've got 911,000 stones, so that will take care of all of that. So now we've got our compressor bits, compost, I don't know why I call it that. And then all we've got left is that we need, that's a blank pattern. We need the reprocessor, and everything on there is taken care of. So let us make a bunch of these. I think we're going to make, let's make 20 of them, because why not? Where they at? Easy enough to do. We've got plenty of stuff. Now it's just a waiting game. Alright, so progress update. I did add some more geothermal generators. We are not generating enough with these guys. Well, we are now, to keep everything going. Even still, we are just barely keeping up with what we got going on over here, which is fine, because this guy is staying with some power in it, so we can use these guys for any kind of recipes. Alright, so I had a glitch in my hitty up there. So we got these guys running. They're just barely keeping up with power, but we are making enough power to where it is, you know, we're keeping up. And we've got scrap going over here. We've made the antimatter constructor. This guy, we looked at the recipe. We had the advanced machine blocks, nether star, the iridium circuit. Everything was pretty well good to go. So this guy will not make anything if we don't give it power. And to give it power, we are going to make 4 of our HV solar panels. We should have everything. It's going to be a lot of stuff. 1,500 iron, 1,000 redstone dust, but should be, everything should be pretty easy to do here. So let's see if this is all going to work. I don't know if, yeah, this crafting the 4 HV solar panels. Let's get all this going and I will be back. Alright, so there we go. 4 HV solar panels. We can place these guys down. Let's break that. We'll move that here in just a second. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each one of these is going to generate its 64 zaps. And we're going to throw in, I made a recipe for the IV cables, well, tier 4 cables. So this is going to be probably way more than we're going to need to transfer anything, but it is generating quite a bit of power here pretty quick, and we'll be able to get our first piece of antimatter. We'll just sit here and look all pretty and talk while we're waiting. So this will take care of, I still got to make recipes for the nuclear reactor. These guys, reactor chamber, this is all stuff that we've already got recipes for pretty much. The nuke is the one where we're going to have a look at, which we've got to make the uranium fuel rod, which we can get uranium dust easy enough. And there we go, our first piece of antimatter, our first piece of mini. So now, outside of our of worrying about our lava here, which we don't have to worry about lava. We've got 226,000 buckets. If we run out of lava, we're in trouble anyways, and this guy's making lava pretty quick, and we can always make more lava pretty easily. And we've got these guys now, so we could switch to solar panels for it should we need to. So that's that, and all of this stuff is now self-sufficient. We don't have to worry about it. We've got it set and forget, and all we'll have to do is just worry about our antimatter, and with that we can just go, let's do an ender chest. We've already got one that we need. We can go ploop and plop that guy on there, and that should get us, yep, that's import it right into our system, and we can just 3 antimatter pretty quick. That's not bad. It's a lot better than I thought, but we are going to reach a point where we're going to probably catch up with our scrap, and it's going to take just a little while longer. So, but with that, I think that's where we're going to leave it at. Let's see. Yeah, that's where we'll leave it at. Like I said, the nuclear reactor is just setting up some recipes. The nuke we've got to set up a recipe for, and like I said, the fuel rods, they're not that bad to do. It's fluid water, uranium dust. We can do the dust in the can, then do the canning machine. That's easy enough. So nothing too serious. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. All right, recipe I'll put in for the nuclear reactor. Shouldn't take too long to do. And this is why the automating stuff is why I love playing modded Minecraft. Just watching all this stuff go. We're just waiting on these guys here. And that's a lot of plates. Alright, should be just about done. We've got the last couple of carbon plates. Why are we not? Whoop. Okay, those are going through. No power. We're not producing enough power here. At least not with the overclocker upgrades that we have. Yeah, that's kind of sucks, but is what it is. That's got everything that we need. Yep, there we go. Our nuclear reactor is now done. That we can take off of our list. We can actually add our EV solar panel to the list. This guy right here, we've got all of that stuff taken care of. So now when we are ready, we can... That's not what I wanted. This guy here. Now when we're ready, we can craft our should be able to craft our EV. Missing, did we not put that in there? Medium coolant cells. Wait. What? Large coolant cells from the medium coolant cells. We need both of those. Okay, that's where I messed up. Alright, so now we should have everything we need in here in order to do this. I'm not making one right now. I just want to make sure we've got everything because, yeah, that's a lot of stuff that we need. And yes, it does look like it can be done now. And that means we've got that part taken care of for our bit of business. And now all we need to do is just go ahead and work on our nuke. We need a recipe for TNT. We need a recipe for the quad fuel rods. We need a recipe for the doubles. And then a recipe for that guy there. And recipe for our uranium dust, which we do this in the crusher. Alright, so that is our canning machine recipe. These are all molecular assemblers. And this guy is our crushing factory, which is right here. And if I decided that I wanted to make a nuke, it's good to go. We can mark that off of our list of stuff, and we have completed what we need, at least as far as I know of, for FTB Contraptions. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.